All righty. Greetings. Good evening. Mark Dixon here in the WFSB Channel 3 First Alert Forecast Center on this First Alert Weather Day, tracking some heavy rain, gusty winds, and more wind to come. So we have extended in time our First Alert Weather Day today for the wind and the rain. Tomorrow, our First Alert Weather Day focused solely on the wind, as it will be gusting between 40 and 50 miles an hour. So more on that in just a moment. So far today, our winds have been gusting to even over 50 miles an hour. The highest gust I could find was from Bridgeport to 52 miles an hour. From Stony Creek, which is a section of Brantford, a gust to 48. From New Haven and Groton, gust to 45. Kent, there in Litchfield County, near the New York border, 41 mile an hour gust, and from Waterbury, a gust to 32 miles an hour. So that was earlier today. Here's a look at the most recent wind gusts. And well, I could add Hartford to that list, a gust to 43 miles an hour here in the 9 o'clock hour. And those winds have come down a little bit along the shoreline right now, gusting between 20 and 30 miles an hour. So the wind is out of the east today. Tomorrow, it will become more westerly and ramp up in intensity. So we'll get to the mechanics on that in just a moment. Drought monitor update came out today, and it's Thursday. Of course, we get these on Thursday mornings every week. So still extreme drought throughout parts of northern New England. Here in Connecticut, we have abnormally dry conditions throughout a good part of the state still, and moderate drought for parts of the shoreline in southern Connecticut. So we have been picking up on rain, meaningful rain. You can see these are radar estimated totals, well over 2 inches throughout parts of southwestern Connecticut. Elsewhere across southern Connecticut, 1 to 2 inches, and then an inch, if not more, say Hartford area points north. So Roger and Wethersfield, as of around 9 o'clock, just eclipsed the 1 inch mark. So on First Alert radar, and this is lapsing over 30 minutes. So a couple things to note here. The axis of heaviest rain has shifted now east of 91. So west of 91, there are more showers ongoing throughout Litchfield, Fairfield, New Haven counties. Essentially, some of those downpours, those yellows and oranges lifting northward through New Haven County, say between Route 8 and I-91 lifting north. But it's in southeast Connecticut where you see those more vivid colors, the yellows, the oranges, the reds, on the move. So that's some good news from southwest to northeast, heading right over Norwich, where Route 2 meets up with 395. It's going to continue heading up 395 into Windham County. Also, Tolland County getting some moderate rain currently. So that polygon in southeastern Connecticut that encompasses most of Middlesex and all of New London County, that is a flood advisory. So no flash flood warnings issued across Connecticut today, but we've had several of these flood advisories throughout our southern 4 counties over the past several hours. So basically signaling that there's that potential, given how much rain has fallen in a fairly small window of time, that the potential's there for some poor drainage flooding in the nuisance, low-lying, typical prone areas. So we're going to watch this rain move out in the next, say, hour to 90 minutes. So certainly improving across Connecticut. So for tomorrow, a mainly dry day as we end the month of October. It's Halloween, but it's a First Alert Weather Day because of the wind. The intensity of the wind is going to be ramping up again through the afternoon into the evening hours. That's when we could get gusts to over 40 miles an hour. As we look ahead to this upcoming weekend, Saturday, dry and bright. In fact, both weekend days are dry and bright. Saturday's still going to be a bit breezy, just not as windy as tomorrow. So gusts 15, 20 miles an hour. And then as that wind subsides Saturday night, it's going to allow temperatures to drop to chilly levels into the 30s. And that chilly should have 2 L's. Calmer wind for Sunday. All right, so currently across Connecticut, it's mild. We've got temperatures inland between 55 and 60, and we've got 50s and even some low 60s along the Connecticut coastline. So we're up nearly 10 degrees 5 to 10 degrees across Connecticut compared to this time last night. So our view from Waterbury, much quieter scene unfolding compared to just a couple hours ago when we had downpours coming down. Our view from Hartford, and this camera rarely shakes around. Again, showed you recently that we had a gust to 43 miles an hour in our capital city. The east-northeast wind right now sustained at 24, moving this camera around, which is pretty remarkable. It is 36 stories up, but typically it's secure enough that we don't see it move around a whole lot, historically speaking. There's our view from New Haven, 63 in the Elm City. Certainly wet across the state and from New London, verifying what we just saw on the state's only live radar, and that is the wet weather. The raindrops actively hitting the camera lens there in New London, currently 57 degrees. So visibility, not great under these downpours. So down to around 2 miles, Putnam, Tolland, Windsor Locks, New Haven, Bridgeport. Down to less than that, for instance, in around Willimantic, 1.25 miles. So if you're out driving for whatever reason tonight and you're under one of these downpours, just plan some extra time. There's obviously the visibility concerns. There's the concern for ponding, therefore hydroplaning on area roadways. So just be mindful, plan a little extra time. You can see the slow movement of this batch of rain that's been pushing through. So the downpours have been moving essentially from south to north, while this line has been slowly moving from west to east. And looking westward there in the eastern Great Lakes, you can kind of see that counterclockwise churn to the atmosphere. That's the area of low pressure that's been taking a track to our west, lifting to the north. And you'll also note a fine line of downpours moving out of eastern Pennsylvania through New Jersey into the lower Hudson Valley of New York. We'll be monitoring that for a quick burst of more rain later on tonight. But overall, the threat for flooding will be diminishing over the next couple of hours. Looking at the eastern two-thirds of the country here, as low pressure slowly moves away, high pressure is going to be building in. So between the two, that's why the wind gets cranking tomorrow. And you'll see offshore as well. We've got Melissa passing right to the west of Bermuda currently, and it's going to be heading well offshore from the east coast up into the North Atlantic and weakening as we head through the next couple of days. So hour by hour tonight, you can see how the rain really winds down. Temperatures remain fairly steady in the 55 to 60 degree range. So out the door tomorrow morning, outside of a lingering isolated shower, we're going to see temperatures in the mid and upper 50s. All right, so first alert futurecast for Friday morning. You can see here we've got perhaps some clearing, but overall we will end the week with a mostly cloudy sky and a low end chance for a shower to pop up. Most of the state for Halloween is dry, certainly dry by the evening commute and for trick-or-treat time. Now for our Friday, a wind advisory is in effect from the afternoon into Friday night. So it's as we head towards sunset, we could get some gusts to around 40, 45, perhaps as high as 50 miles an hour. So that's why tomorrow's a first alert weather day, because of the strength, the intensity of the wind. Could lead to some isolated power outages. There's also the potential for, obviously, if you're out trick-or-treating, depending upon what you're wearing, costume-wise, if you're heading out and about to a gathering. By now, hopefully, any sort of lawn decorations, inflatables have been taken down or have been secured. So just be mindful tomorrow evening that there's going to be a bit of a wind out there. Temperatures for our Friday during the afternoon, peak in the upper 40s to near 50 across the hills of Litchfield County. Elsewhere inland between 50 and 55 and mid 50s should do it for high temperatures along the Connecticut coastline. So again, sunset 5:46, trick-or-treat time, temperature slowly dropping through the 50s, but it's fairly mild. So outside of the wind, given that it's going to be dry, not a bad Friday evening. Now tomorrow, if you're thinking about raking, it's just basically not a good day to do so for a couple of reasons. One, everything's wet from today. Those leaves would be heavy and even challenging to move around. But otherwise, it's going to be very windy, which would make it kind of challenging anyway. If it were drier, those leaves would be also difficult to collect. So just not a good day tomorrow. Saturday, it's going to be a dry day, and the wind's not as intense. So the intensity, the strength of the wind decreases as high pressure gets closer through this upcoming weekend. We'll see this on First Alert Futurecast. Here is tomorrow evening. Again, clearing getting underway. That area of low pressure up across Maine, lifting farther to the north from Connecticut. and then high pressure starts building in to our southwest. So initially, the squeeze play between the two leads to the intense wind for tomorrow, but then eventually as the low moves away and high pressure gets closer, that allows the wind to subside, to relax a bit. And eventually, as that wind subsides Saturday night, it will allow temperatures to drop to chilly levels by early Sunday morning. So, for instance, Saturday, gusts between 15 and 25 miles an hour. So, again, nothing too terribly strong. If you are planning to head out to Rensselaer Field in East Hartford on Saturday for UConn's home game, kickoff is at noon, but if you're tailgating, temps initially in the 40s, warming in the low 50s by the time the game gets underway, and we should see a decent amount of sunshine. So on our first alert 7-day forecast, as that wind diminishes Saturday night, we drop into the mid-30s. So some frost possible early Sunday. Otherwise, Sunday afternoon, a nice rebound to the mid-50s, mostly sunny, a calmer wind. Shoreline highs this weekend, mid and upper 50s. Monday, dry during the day, bright as well, highs near 60. So a mild start. Clouds increase late in the day and some showers are possible at night. Otherwise, Tuesday, behind a quick-moving front, we're in the upper 50s. It's windy, but dry and bright. Mid and upper 50s Wednesday, dry and bright, calmer wind. Then by Thursday, we've got another chance for some showers with highs in the mid 50s. So quickly before wrapping up tonight, just want to touch on the end of daylight saving time. We're reallocating an hour of daylight as we continue to lose daylight heading from summer toward winter. So sunset, for instance, on Saturday for the Hartford area, 5:44, goes to 4:43 on Sunday. So before going to bed Saturday night, you'll want to set those clocks back an hour to enjoy the extra hour of sleep. This weekend, 49 hours long as opposed to 48. And if you're one who was up early, you'll enjoy that extra brightness earlier in the day starting Sunday. But again, we're going to continue losing daylight as we head closer to the winter solstice. Also, this time of year, when you are changing the clocks, good idea to also change the batteries in your smoke detector. So all in all, a fine-looking weekend, a diminishing wind, dry and bright for both days. All right, that is the latest from the First Alert Forecast Center. If you are new to watching these on YouTube or on our WFSB Plus channel, we do these on weekdays, 8 o'clock in the morning and 9:30 at night. And they're live and long form, kind of taking a deeper dive into the weather, its impacts on Connecticut. And come join us. We do these often, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 at night. All right, we'll see you for Eyewitness News at 11 over on Channel 3.